下面让我们为大家请出筑土国际首席建筑师郭而立先生，为各位带来低碳城市未来驱动的新模式的主旨分享。掌声有请。
谢谢。Hop là, 不好意思。大家好。To create a resilient, low carbon future is a reality that any designer has to face right now, with a strong commitment. And I am very honored to be today with you to show our endeavor toward this goal. Let's start with some trend. Okay, over the last 15 years, we have witnessed an unprecedented urbanization movement, concentrated wealth, talent, resource in the city. Already in 2020, more than half of the humankind live in the city, producing 25% of the GDP, and on a very small land. This urbanization requires a vast amount of energy, about material, meanwhile generating an equally vast flow of waste. And if we see this number, you see that China have a very important role to play in this challenge toward low carbon reduction, because with already 35% of the global emission and 15% coming from the building industry, here they have a very strong challenge that should drive thinking how to do city, how to do buildings, how to do any space for the people in a low carbon way. If you look carefully these two numbers between where come from the carbon emission, you can understand quickly that the material you use, okay, the quantity, how they are going to be set up, but also the way how you design your buildings in an efficient way to minimize the need of energy are crucial in the pathway toward low carbon emission. So, because it is at the very beginning of the process of human living environment design, urban design have a key role to play inside the carbon reduction. And moreover, if you start to take an approach, eco-friendly approach, you are able to work on the root of the emission and prepare a base for harmonious and ecological friendly development of the city. As a frontrunner of eco-urban development, Copenhagen and Singapore, a sister city, provide proven solution, implementable strategy. And these two cities share three core strategies. The first one need to consider people and nature first, because that you create a place for the people to live in. Okay, you have to think about to be engaged with the nature. But it's not only that. It's because for Singapore and Copenhagen, they know that they have limited resource, and so that the people and the land are the main access. The second point is you have to think in a long-term vision, because that planning a city have a long inertia and then need time to implement step by step the things. I just take an example about Copenhagen. Right now, Copenhagen is all the last few years was selected as the most livable city. But these things start the implementation 50 years ago, when they rethink the place of the car inside the city and promote bicycle circulation for the people inside. And so that is the thing. The last point is to have to think the planning in the way that should be adaptable and flexible, because they can have technical disruption, unpredictable event happen, and then you have to be able to have a planning that it can be changed over the time, still focusing on the two main points with the people first and the long-term vision. So also with the future restriction to access to energy and material, okay, with the speed up also of the climate change effect, there are more and more cities engaged toward eco-friendly development. And basically, they focus on three points, okay? Is to say urban renewal, is to say how to reduce the district, how to reuse buildings, how to think the city like a material bank, better system of mobility, and also they have this also integration about climatic adaptation of the city against overheating in the winter and then all the flooding. And for 20 years, we are working on this different challenge. And step by step, we have set up a systemic approach to answer both city livability and reduction on the carbon emission. And it's based on the idea to basically think these two aspects through the urban carbon life cycle planning and control. So that this approach is holistic, multidisciplinary, and then go through the different scale from the territory, city, district, architecture, and landscape. And then also, you need to encompass the lifetime of the project. From the very beginning, when you start to implement the planning strategy, to the post-documentary evaluation to see how you can update and refine your design. So for each project, we have a matrix. So kind of a matrix of strategy that from the emission that is going to answer both on the control on the emission and the livability. That they have, according to three main themes. First is carbon emission, including the emission from the buildings and emission from transportation. Second is carbon compensation, related to energy production site, and the last one is carbon absorption. So that this different strategy we start to implement in our design are going to be evaluated according to a business as usual baseline. Then to show that all the potential that we bring in a design to make a better city. So carbon emission from the buildings basically is to think first the building with passive design implementation. So that means that think about how you are going to optimize the shape of the building, the use of the material, how it's going to be oriented toward the site condition, and then also implementation of active system with efficient energy use, meanwhile ensuring people well-being, people productivity, and also socialization between them. For the transportation part, the key is to provide attractive public transportation offer, combined and in synergy with a slow mobility winting site. That is to make convenient in order to reduce the use of the car. Even the car fleet is electrified. That we have to have something much more healthy for the people in terms of transportation, but also to reduce the use of the lanes for infrastructure. So that then on the part of the industry, for any industry, that the planning come to support the industry also in the goal to the reduction of carbon emission by optimum logistic circulation, and also by providing providing facility with a high impact for low carbon. Then for energy compensation, that from any project, from any site, we start to investigate and evaluate any kind of renewable energy can be implemented in the site, either that is inside the city planning or on the architecture. And then for the carbon absorption, basically that is to use the nature. So that is that this part pushes to maximize the reuse the reuse of existing open land, to preserve that, so that is to to consider that as a carbon sink, but also that meanwhile they have this part in the strategy of carbon absorption is to provide also the place for the people to enjoy, to socialize, and also the structure to have the comeback of biodiversity within the city. So I'm going to introduce 3 projects, and then according to these 3 scale from city, architecture, and landscape. And the first one is Scene Balading. It takes place in Tianjin, and it's more or less 2.4 kilometers of city regeneration. Sorry. And so that on this one project, that we have applied this principle with the matrix implement between emission, absorption, and compensation. So that this land basically, 15 years ago, there was an industrial area, monofunctional, no urban character at home, and step by step, we came inside to set up some urban diagram to create a new district. So the first thing is, the first idea that they have an existing avenue that we use as a backbone, and the land on both sides of the avenue is subdivided in superblock. So that is this process is the first layer about first to give a flexibility in terms of use of the land, and also that define that each block can be think as a living cell, a kind of 5-minute city where they can have already one core of activity and living around. And then the second step that was to set up mixed-use function on the site to have a diversified function and then bring diversified people onto the site with a commercial development mainly on the main avenue, while the residential in the quiet area on the park and on the north along the higher river are set up. And at the second step, we start to do the massing. So massing is, you have to think about this massing here have to be according to the site condition. And here that we have several steps of refinement to make sure that they have good air circulation within the site to mitigate heat island, to provide fresh air, and then to also that they make better the living environment. And at the same time, you have to think also the sunlight penetration within the site. Then they have the effect of the green system. The green system is going to support the strategy about the carbon absorption. And then is to take the avenue like a green corridor with a setback providing a sun-proofing buffer for the things. And then it's come in complementarity with both the north and south park along the highway and the new park on the site, integrated inside the project by different pocket space. Pocket space start to be the living area of each of the block. Then this tram between the super block, the smallest wall block enable walkability to the site. You have the support for the sponge city layer. Sponge city layer means how do you manage the natural flow of the water within the site. This thing is done by a careful design of the street section, integrated natural basis solution to have an efficient use of the stormwater runoff on the site. And then on this project, we got the chance to work on also integrate on-site energy production and to integrate also the central heating to help to reduce, to have a very substantial reduction over the primary energy consumption. So that the scene balading is almost complete right now. That is in Zheng. So you can see on this picture, so that with the main avenue, and it starts to be a new landmark in the skyline of Tianjin. So with that, the main avenue, so the frontage, the urban frontage and things, and then step by step the frontage inside the park, integrated with the different pocket space coming inside the project. So that in this picture, that you can see also this idea of integration. That is also a work by step by step to define that to go lower, to be more urban scale along the park, and also that the super block is subdivided in a small block, allowing okay, urban scale inside and better walkability on the space, even if that is very long, so that you start to have a better space which is much more dynamic everything. So that for this project, we reach some interesting number about carbon reduction. That here that you can see the thing. The next project takes place in Nanjing, and in Nanjing, over the last 10 years, we have worked on the Nanjing New Tech Zone. It's a project in collaboration between China and Denmark, and this urban design is based on the first idea that how to make a clear synergy between railway transportation and slow mobility. All these things integrate together with also integrate with open space and use the TOD idea as a framework for this project. And for this project, we during the course of this project, we were invited to create a showroom, a kind of zero carbon beacon, showing the collaboration between China and Denmark, but also that it's a place showing that solutions are available and implementable within the new Nanjing Eco Park. So this thing is Nanjing Lighthouse. Is one of the first operational zero carbon building in China. And so to reach this kind of target to make zero carbon operational, you have to consider first passive design. And passive design relied a lot on the design decision. Is to say how is the shape, how is the height, how is the opening. These things help you to optimize your building and then to reduce the need of the energy, and also, if it's done carefully, you can also optimize the need of the material. And then already with a passive design, you can reach 50 to 70% of reduction of energy consumption. And then after, take the stage about active solution to reach the zero emission target. So that from the very beginning that I was to think about, okay, we want to have the buildings consume as less as possible. So we are looking for what is the best shape, the most compact shape we can use for these things. And then we start from one cylinder. Okay, that is one cylinder. And from this compactor, we start to dress up the buildings by a folded facade. And the folded facade basically is folded according to the sunlight path. So that is to say that it's more the folding is accentuated on the west and the east, where you have more low sun, and then you have some risk to have more catchment from the heat load. Whereas the south and the north, because the sun is higher, and then the north is incident, it's not feel so much, it's not fallen so much. That was the first idea on the thing. The second idea that was integrate light shave inside the window. Light shave is a solution where it's a kind of a small platform you integrate on the facade, enable to allow natural light to penetrate deeply inside the building, reducing then the need for artificial lighting, and also they help to minimize any glare effect nearby the facade. And basically, that was the calculation when we do the design, that from this idea of the light shave, that you have enough lighting, natural lighting come inside, and basically you don't need to use artificial lighting. And so that this picture show you this idea. Okay, so first you see the folding of the facade, and then this different light shave, where the light will come on the top, and then it's going to be reflect inside on the ceiling. So it's going to go very deep inside, and then to also minimize also the glare effect nearby. You can see also the work on the facade, but that we have to think about that is the facade is going to be air thick to make better efficiency, to make more insulated in terms of, to have the best result in terms of about heat lost and gain. And also the facade himself is warped with different line, such as that the light diffraction onto the facade. Then at the second layer start to come the active technical solution. Okay, so that people was able, when coming to the building, they can see that the technical solution available, and then this solution they see that they can go and implement inside the new project of the Nanjing Eco Park. So that the thing is a thermal activate building structure is the base of the active design with dual mode heat pump and natural and mechanical ventilation. Then they have also some other aspects that come from in the interior design. For example, here that the central atrium have a cone section that only allowing that the natural light penetrate deeper inside the building. Also, we have designed a very nice and comfortable staircase within the space that the people are nudging to use this instead of the lift. So that the building is operational, and in the same time there was zero operational carbon. They got some prize worldwide. And the last project is Fun Farm Fun. It's a very interesting project we did 2 years ago. It's a kind of low-tech solution for zero carbon. It's a scale 1 implementation in Beijing about livability, which you can find in North Europe. And this farm basically is a space. It's a space where human and nature share the same space, with a lot of low-tech approach and circular thinking. And so for this project, the thing is that have been to think. It's a farm, they have a restaurant, they have activity. And then we take example from the Norma restaurant in Copenhagen, who was elected during many years as the best restaurant. And this example enables us to create a space where you can, the landscape, you have edible landscape. Is to say that all the food is on the site, fresh, local, seasonal. That's the first thing. The second idea that was to create an eco-educational farm showcasing low carbon practice. And the last point that was to create a natural kingdom for the kid empowerment. So that here on this space, basically kids are able to touch material, to touch nature, to cook, to do it yourself, ant or some small doll, really with a very strong engagement with the nature. And in somehow, it's very important that to think about education and also to engage people, to support people toward the change of the practice and toward low carbon approach. And here we hope that all these young kids will be the next generation of the green advisor. So that from the very beginning, of the design, that was to set up a circular approach from the farming point of view, to see how is the production according to the season, so that this optimization, refinement of the production. And meanwhile, you have to think about how to reuse locally the biomass, and how to reuse vegetal waste on the site. So that step by step, all this activity from the circular, the circular logic, the activity of the kids are organized. And it starts to be a circular playground in the way that what is produced on the site, the biomass or the vegetable, is used first for the building. So here there was an example. They have several pavilions within the orchard, and they have that we reuse. Some where you have to cut the trees, and then they reuse to make some low-tech facade for the building. Also, that all the different kind of playground within the site have been designing by reusing trunk. So that for this project, we have many eyes to look for material from outside the site, and then to maximize the reuse of the material, any kind of material, first biomass, winting the site. So that also we use this different glove, different glove and trees on the site to create 3D layer playground, 3D layer path that the kids attend. So it's a place to enjoy for education, but also that is a place to enjoy also the food. And so that is the logic to think about. You take your food just at the feet of your restaurant to have healthy, seasonal, soil-to-table, good cooking. So they have this thing is the two aspects about to practice by your hand, to touch the thing, but also to really use healthy and fresh seasonal food. And the Fun Farm is run for 2 years right now, and step by step, biodiversity is coming back to the site. Okay, with insects, small mammal, animal, step by step come back to the site. And also, step by step, more and more young kids with family coming, and then enjoying the different camp. And also that is to have also some team training also that is not only for the kids, but it's also for anybody are interesting and to be more engaged toward low carbon practice. So we are just introducing all this work I have presented you that is a long time endeavor toward livability inside the city, low carbon development, and we are a team of 150 people, basically in China, Singapore, and Copenhagen. Then basically on urban design, architecture, and landscape. Just some projects to introduce quickly. That is the Maldives Hulu is the new capital of is the extension of is the eco extension of the Maldives capital that you have on this thing. We are working with Maldives government for more than 12 years. We have several urban designs such as the Xionghan New District, Hongqing Xionghan New District, where to look for, okay, in the countryside, how you think more the merging between countryside texture and with the city, then to have this merging between the both layers. Also, as a city regeneration, Zheng Center, that is an example of heritage cultural eco-renewable city. Zheng is combining science, culture, tourism, development, eco-development. And also some urban renewal in changing, such as changing roofing. This thing is another example that is come in the same time that the project I showed you before in Sin-Badaling is changing Toronto factory. That also a project where we have here the idea to reuse the city, to reuse the material, winting the site, minimizing the need of new material. Some architecture project like the 360 buildings, and some project in the future as a Sino Denmark Innovation Center. I hope that endeavor have bring you some interesting interest and to bring vision for a bright, healthy future. 谢谢大家。